Okay guys, so my first project on the new Honda Trail 125 is to install a USB port right here. Luckily, they did a good thing by having this plug right here that we can take out. Right there, we can take that out, just a rubber plug. And there's a hole right there where we can install it. Super cool. So let's get this started. So basically, I got one of these off Amazon. It's just a cheapie, don't cost that much. I will post a link below. So I actually have one of these on my Honda CRF 300L also. Comes with a couple fuses. There the unit is. And this one has, I wanted one with regular USB and the PD USB-C. It has two of those. And it has a power button so I can turn it off because I want to hook it directly to the battery. Now you could actually hook it under the headlight if you wanted to a switched power, but I want to hook it directly to the battery so it will charge all the time even when the bike is shut off. And it also looks like it comes with some wire and a couple connectors. So let's get this installed. So one of the first things I know I'm going to have to do is, it's big enough for this, but not big enough for the threads. So I'm going to have to take my Dremel, it looks like, and just grind that out a little bit. Let's see if there's a thread down in there. It's awful close. It darn near will go, but not quite enough. So I need to take out probably just the paint out of this hole. And then of course, once I get that put down in there, there's just this plastic nut that goes on the bottom to tighten it down. Turn it the right direction, tighten it down. Okay, so I got just a little sanding wheel for my Dremel. Putting it on my DeWalt drill, and that's just because this is cordless and my Dremel is not cordless. We'll try this first. I think this will work. See if we can sand this out. I don't think it'll take much. Okay, perfect. We're good to go. Okay, so before I put it on, I'm going to put the wires on here. I don't think these are going to be long enough. I'll probably have to extend them. We'll see. But there is a plus and a minus, positive and negative on here, so you know where to put which one. Get that on first. Hold my nut under here. And then I'll run the wires through it. And aim it the right direction the way I want it. Thread that on. So I probably want this cover toward the front. That way it folds down this way. If the wind catches it, won't blow it open. Like so. And I can tighten the nut down. Now I'll just take a screwdriver and push that till it's tight. Okay, so now I need to take an Allen wrench here and I'll take this screw off to get to the battery. This is a 5mm. So out will come the screw and this little step washer right here, spacer. Then we have one of those little pop tabs right there, so we take a small Allen wrench, pop it down, and we can pull that out of there, reset it so we can put it back in there. Now this should come off like so, and the battery is going to be located right here. Okay, so the battery is right there. There's our negative, positive. We've got to figure out how to, looks like a couple Allens, and we can take this cover off right here. It looks like it has the fuse box built in it. Probably going to be the same size, 5mm. Yeah, that one I could break loose with my fingers. Kind of tight, but it worked. 2. Okay. Okay, now we should be able to just kind of move this out of the way so we can get to our screws on our battery. Take that off there out of the way, maybe make it easier. Okay, so as far as routing this cable, I'll probably just route it right along here with these cables down through here. Hopefully I can get it stuck right through there. And by the way, those extra fuses are for this. There's an inline fuse right here on the positive wire. I'm hoping I may have to take this Allen bolt out right here so I can get this out enough just to kind of run that down through there. And this Allen bolt. Probably just going to make it a little easier. There's a little pop tab right here. Go ahead and take it out. Gonna do something, do it right. Just remember the shape of your screws and where they go. This little short one was up front. The flared one has the shoulder on it, went up here. Looks like I should take this one out too while I'm at it. Okay, so there's a couple more of those little pop rivets, little push rivets under the bottom. So there's one right here and one right here. Okay, so off camera, I had to move the camera out of the way. I figured out that you actually have to take this cover off. There's one of those little pop tabs right up here, and then it snaps in right down here. After you take this off, there's a 10mm bolt right here holding the bottom of this on. Then it will be out of the way. Now you could probably fish that wire down through there without doing this. Very possible, but I want to make sure it's totally out of the way, zip tied up out of the way, and clean install. Now she comes off. Okay, now I can run my wire. So I want to run the wire in the same place that the factory wiring is. It's just not going to be long enough. Boy, but it's close. Because you got to have room to actually turn the bars. You want to full lock it that way where it's stretched. Make sure it's long enough. It's just a few inches size, so I need to just lengthen this a little bit, which won't be a problem. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and add in a piece. I just happen to have this piece here. Looks like about the right length. Using a couple butt connectors. Now, you could actually put this piece on this end if you had a couple ring terminals. I don't actually have none right now this size to fit. And only have one splice right here. But I'm going to go ahead and splice it, tape it up. It'll be good. We're low current anyway. So we can go ahead and just butt connector it. Will be good enough. I could actually solder and shrink it, but I think this is going to be fine. It's going to be totally under here in the dry and covered. Make sure I get black to black, red to red, so I don't have them swapped at the other end. And this piece of wire should be just the perfect length. Went ahead and stuck butt connectors on these. Okay, now I'm just going to go ahead and tape this thing up. You wouldn't have to tape it, but just a little extra protection. Okay, so now we can put our wires back in here after I got it taped up. I run this down under this one. Just following the loom all the way, like so. We'll leave a little bit of slack up here so the bars can turn. Run it right over here on this side. Now I can just hook up my negative and positive right there. Well, that wasn't very tight. I mean, they don't have to be super tight, but that was like loose. Looser than a loose. I'm going to put it back a little tighter than what it come off there. How about that? Get to the ground over here. Well, it was a little bit tighter than the positive. The shop evidently puts these on, but they didn't tighten it much, that's for sure. Okay, now screw back in this side. Now, so just stick this right back together here. Put these wires right back under this. Put our Allen bolts back in. Then I'll stick the plastic back on. Okay, so I got all the plastic put back on there. Now we have this thing mounted. I did tighten that up too. And you can actually wire this, like I said, inside the headlight or something to where it's on when the key is on. But I wanted to power it all the time, and that's why I bought this one with the switch. I will post a link in the description below. But you just push this little button and it lights up. Hopefully you can see it lights up blue to know it's on. Turn it off, and we got a good little, supposed to be watertight cover, but we'll see. So that should be good. Now we have USB so I can charge my cell phones, run my GPS or whatever on the bike. So thank you all for watching Woodsman Adventures. As I said, I'll post this link below. Subscribe to my channel, click the thumbs up, and we'll catch you all in the next one. Ride on.